Alright, this is question number 22 for test 3 review. Use a proportion to solve the problem. So in this problem is a proportion somewhere. The fourth hole at the Riverwoods golf course is 150 yards long. How long would it be on a model with a scale of 1.5 inches to 50 yards? So what they're trying to ask you is for this golf course, which is in the real world 150 yards long, if you were to put it on a model or a map, 150 yards is the real golf course. And then you're going to put it on a model. And on the model, you're going to have 1.5 inches or 1.5 inches, which is roughly that, say, is equal to 50 yards. Okay, so let's say the golf course was another 50 yards. Let's say it's a whole other, it's 100 yards long. So if we were to add another 1.5 inch piece for that next 50 yards, then we know we'd have 1.5 plus 1.5. Now we know it's 150 yards, so we can add another 50 yards and we can draw another little 1.5 inches or 1.5 inch. So what we'll have is yet another 1.5. And if we add all this, we'll have 4.5 inches total, which would end up being how long the golf course would be represented on the model, and that would be the answer. So, but we need to show the answer in a proportion. So let's look at that. We have a scale of 1.5 inches to 50 yards, and that's one of our rates. So we're going to take that 1.5 in the 50 yards. We're going to set that equal to, we have 150 yards. Let's make sure we label our inches and yards, so we don't want to get it mixed up. We're given 150 yards and we don't know how many inches that is, or we're pretending we don't, because we do. We figured that out. So we would put the X there, because at this scale it's going to be X amount of inches at 150 yards. So then we have our proportion. We solve for the X. So we're going to get, well, we will have 50x equals 1.5 inch times 150 yards. So what we'll do is what we usually do, and we are going to divide each side of the equal sign by 50, and then we'll have our problem that we can solve for x. X then equals 1.5 times 150 divided by 150. So let's do the numerator, 1.5 times 150. 1.5 times 150 is equal to 225. So that's what's on top, and we still have the 50 on the bottom. So now we just divide 225 by 50. 225 divided by 0. 4.5. So we'll have 4.5 inches, just as we had figured out that we would have. You could also write that as 4.5 inches, but this is correct. 4.5 inches, whether you work it out using a proportion or if you just thought about it for a little while, you could work it out in your head.